through some more ancient empires. We gotta grab up these sheep while we can. And we're still learning what we can about the Chinese. We gotta grab up these sheep while we can. Hey, once again, welcome back. And speaking of sheep, we get a little lucky there in the beginning. We actually garrison our villagers and snipe his scout. Now we just gotta grab up these sheep. But looks like his other scout rolls in right as mine comes to grab them. Unfortunate. Of course, glad to have you back. This is placement match number 4 for me. I'm playing as the English. When I saw that the map was the pit, decided against going for that Abbasid trade build that I'm starting to think might be viable, and decided let's go English instead. It's a very short, small, scrappy map. It'll be good to put on aggression. And my opponent went Holy Roman Empire, Kanza. We're playing against him, and you can see I'm getting my council hall up. Opponents gain the Aachen Chapel. Aachen Chapel, usually a big signifier of fast castle, turtling up, playing defensively, trying to get that fast castle age as the Holy Roman Empire, so you can get out your just absolute monsters of a unit, the Man-at-Arms. The Holy Roman Man-at-Arms unit is so terrifying, and it just completely ignores my longbowmen. They'll do nothing to them. So we're going to see how this aggression goes. I'm going to make a barracks alongside my longbowmen, but because we need the spearmen to support them in case my opponent goes with the stables. But look at all of these villagers on gold. I'm using my scout to body block these walls. And he's wisely putting these down. I think he can sense the aggression coming from me, but honestly, this is just a good move regardless as the Holy Roman Empire. He pulls all these villagers to kill my scout. Yeah, he forces my scout away. He gets the wall up. But that was 9 villagers not mining gold, so he kind of set himself back there. Thing is, I need to be rallying my units to the other side of the map. Sending these 3 longbowmen up top, yeah, nice. Now we're rallying to the bottom, because this side has pretty much been cut off. These walls have prevented me from slipping through this little gap back here to try and attack his gold mine. The town center is just such a good defensive building, we just can't really do much about it. I'm going to lose my scout here. Yeah, we don't even get a chance to kill his scout. Unfortunate there. Don't want to be losing my longbowmen as well. We'll pull them back a little bit. And it looks like we're going to cycle around and try a different avenue of approach. We're going to go from the south. Oh, don't want to lose this. We lose the longbowman. Unfortunate. But he already has an outpost up here. We're going to sweep down this way, see if he's built a wall down here to try and keep up our aggression. We really want to snipe a few villagers, try to give us an advantage going into the later stages of the game. Barracks is up. We made this blind, worried that we might run into horsemen. Because, I mean, one horseman showing up here would just destroy my longbowman. So we really need to protect them just in case he goes for his stables. And there's the wall. Okay. Let's evaluate our options. Option 1 is to back off and try to outproduce my opponent. Basically, see if we can beat them to the castle age. I don't really think that's an option against the Holy Roman Empire. They are just way too fast. We're just not going to have a chance. Second option is get down a blacksmith, get siege engineering, and put on some aggression. That's what we're going to do. My opponent has no military units. He just has a scout. And I suppose a prelate. I guess that's considered a military unit. We're going to put an outpost down here. We get the siege engineering. We have enough to make a ram. We get started on it right away with the units that we have available. I don't particularly want to make more units here. Just a few longbowmen are enough to snipe villagers. So we're hoping to just bust through this wall and then shut down probably this gold mine, this wood line, and any future wood lines he might put back here. But if we look at my opponent's resources, he has already made it to the Castle Age. Well, he has enough to build his landmark, and it's the Burgrave Palace. Smart of my opponent to not go for the Regnitz Cathedral. It would have been incredibly greedy, and I think he needs military units right now. So he's hoping to finish that and then push out a bunch of man-at-arms. My hope here is we break through this wall, take out this house, and then maybe go to work on some of these smaller structures. Fortunately, we've stopped any sort of wood being collected over here. It looks like he's having to go for straggler trees off in the distance near his town center. And we find villagers building the Burgrave, but it's just too late. If we had just been a little quicker, we could have gotten him. We're moving into his lumber camp, but we decide to back off of it. And I think this was a poor decision on my part. I decided I would use the battering ram to attack his Burgrave Palace. And he's actually currently house blocked. Destroying that house ended up being a very good decision. And he doesn't have enough wood to build the house because he has nowhere to actually chop wood. Get a villager kill there. That's what we were looking for. And maybe in the panic of being under attack, probably the house block, he has failed to produce villagers. We're at a 4 villager advantage, and we've only killed 1. So I think it's just been, he's been flustered, we got a villager kill, and he got house blocked. And thankfully, he's also got some idols. Yeah, he keeps idling his villagers, pulling them away to scare off my scout, things like that. And I am producing more units because I'm thinking maybe he just doesn't have the resources to deal with my units, but actually we were trying to get to this other side of the map. We realized that he's probably expanding. He's got to be gathering resources somewhere. And so we're coming over this way. I believe he has villagers over here. We really need to bring our longbowmen over. Oh, okay. He's got an outpost. No villagers over here. Wow. I wonder where they all are. Here come the man-at-arms. Looks like he built up a small mass of them, and now he is pushing in. I'll hide my longbowman, but it's just a matter of time before he destroys the ram. And really, this Burgrave Palace was not the thing to attack. Do not attack high HP buildings. Like, there's just no point in going after these big buildings that the Holy Roman Empire has, because they will just hit the emergency repairs and it will bounce right back up to full health. Much better to attack smaller buildings to make him have to use the emergency repairs and then switching over to another small building. We got a few more villager kills there. We actually got 4 more villager kills. It was a combination of killing villagers at this wood line and maybe sniping 1 or 2 up here. So we did get some villagers. We do have a 7 villager lead, but my opponent is in the Castle Age, and I need more food if I'm going to get there. This is always a scary moment going up against the Holy Roman Empire because they're going to be grabbing up relics. They're going to finally be producing man-at-arms. It's going to be very difficult. They'll often make knights as well. Those can be very dangerous. Opponent's just grabbing up relics. We should probably be parking our units on these relics, but we saw that his man-at-arms ball was starting to walk towards our base. And I can't do anything about the man-at-arms. It's going to be really bad if he just keeps flooding me with man-at-arms. I don't think he can. It looks like his income is pretty destroyed. However, he's going to idle all my villagers, and he could just commit. I mean, we're just not doing any damage. Lose a villager there. So we're going to build the White Tower. We're going to have it defend our farming operation here and our wood cutting. That's all we can really do. He's burning down farms. Maybe not the best idea. I do like him targeting farms because they're easy to destroy, but they mean like nothing to the English. We can build those back really quick, and they're cheap. They're just so cheap for us. We make the White Tower. It serves as a full military production building, so we're able to produce whatever we want. So we'll get knights out to help defend against these man-at-arms who are just picking away at the outside of my base. And I keep cutting back to this part of the map because I actually have vision over here, and we're also getting some villager kills. I think he's getting attack ping notifications on the front line, and he's not noticing his villagers getting killed here. Hoping we can pick off, we'd love one or two more. Can we get these injured ones? Oh, no, one more. Almost. So that's another 2 villager kills. You can see we're taking a villager advantage here. We're both in the same age. He has grabbed 2 relics. He's got 1 in hand as well. So let's kind of take a stock take here. I'm ahead in villagers. He has a stronger army, but he can't push in with it. He's got a pretty turtley base. He can't really expand outward. We're actually patrolling some of the more valuable resource spots on the map because we just want to make sure that he can't grab things for free. We want his really slow man-at-arms ball here, which could dominate any of my units, but we want him to keep them moving because they're so slow. And if we find villagers over here at this berry bush or this gold, it's going to take forever for these units to get over there. Okay, he's just going to burn down some of my houses, maybe some of my lumber camp. Smart move. We're unable to get anything done over here. Looks like, yep, some retreated villagers. And these are relic-enhanced outposts, so great vision. We're starting to get crossbowmen. The town center does decent damage. It actually cuts through the armor of these man-at-arms fairly well. But really, if they come within range of the White Tower, these man-at-arms just get shredded. So we try and bait them over. And every one of these man-at-arms that he loses is really painful for him. He doesn't realize how badly he's trading here. It looks like he's just getting free reign of my base, but in reality, he's taking high damage ranged fire, losing expensive units for this stage of the game, and these units could really be used elsewhere. He could be securing all of the relics. He could be securing this gold and this food. He could be maybe moving out into the center of the map and grabbing up a sacred site. Like, he needs to use these, he needs to split his units up and not use them as just one big bundled mass of man-at-arms. Things are stabilizing, and I think we're coming out ahead. Let's take a look at income. We have a really strong food economy, no surprise there. Wood is still trickling in. Gold, we fortunately pivoted over to this gold vein and he didn't notice. So while we did lose our mining camp over here and we weren't mining gold for a while, we kind of snuck off to the corner here. That's what I mean about splitting up your forces. If he had sent just maybe 2 man-at-arms up this way, a few man-at-arms up this way, yeah, maybe these ones wouldn't find any villagers, but he'd completely shut down what was going on over here. Sending crossbowmen forward. We're finding villagers on a stone outcropping, but he has so many defenses. We have to back off. Because we went to the Castle Age with our White Tower, it's great that it gives us full reign to build whatever we want, and in the future we can use it to build siege units. The problem is I don't have villager production. I really wish I had that King's Palace to serve as my second town center, but we'll just start gathering up for a second one. We've already got the stone for it. We just need a little bit more wood, and I think we'll plop it down. Losing our outpost over here, walling up this side of the map. I think that's a good move. Opponent capturing the sacred sites. Should have been faster on that. I think his prelates really could have done more. I got knights parked on some of these valuable resources. Like I said, we've got this spearman patrolling back and forth, looking for when his villagers might take some of these resources. And we're building up our farm economy. A few unworked farms due to killed villagers, but we're okay. Really hate getting hit by these spring alt emplacements, but it's okay. There's the second town center going up. Really, we want to force our opponent off of the sacred sites and out of his base. Oh, God, those spring alt emplacements from these outposts is nasty. I can't even send knights in to harass his woodline. But we can take these sacred sites out here. I think maybe we should get some outposts out on the map. I'd really like to see that. Give ourselves that, the network of citadels, or sorry, the network of castles bonus. Would really like to see that. Nice. Neutralize the sacred site here, and we're prioritizing crossbowmen. You can see we've got a lot of archery ranges ready to just pump them out. And we've got a good economy to support them. Lots of food, lots of gold coming in. We take a look at upgrades. I've got wheelbarrow, horticulture, and we're starting to get our range damage upgrade. Opponent has 2 ranged armor, the wood upgrade, but he doesn't actually have wheelbarrow yet. Interesting. These lance connects hurt these crossbowmen, and I just don't want them dealing that AoE damage. So we're trying to target down the lance connects, but we're not having a very good time. Yeah, he's just cleaving through these units. That's painful. Of course, over here, my units are picking up maybe some villager kills, but yeah, we're not quite getting it. We can rotate these units. God, those spring alts hurt. And the town center is firing, although it is idling his economy somewhat. More units patrolling these resources. I just want to make sure he's not out on the map. Ideally, I would be using scouts to do this, but we can at least use our small clumps of spearmen, man-at-arms to do the job for us. Yeah, I'll probably pull this knight back, have him patrol a new area. We're moving out. We're grabbing up these resources. I mean, we've walled off this section of the map. We might as well take advantage of all of this. We'll probably kill the boar eventually. No real need to spend all our wood on farms. And nice, we got a monastery. By saving up some wood, by grabbing up available food on the map, we have a little bit of wood to put down a monastery. And maybe we can start playing the religious game. Continuing to produce units, but the crossbowman numbers are getting smaller. This engagement looks okay. The 3 crossbowmen in the back are doing really good work. Yeah, this is excellent. We've still got an 18 villager lead, and the problem is he's just got lots of idols. And look at the army count. We have so many units compared to him. Looks like he's spamming out horsemen and also trying to produce lands connects. This might be a consequence of his resources. I mean, we have such an advantage right now. Look at the population. He's down to 60 population, and I'm at 102. That said, his units are certainly a lot stronger than mine, so take that for what it is. We're going to put down another ram. We're still rallying units to the front. We're going to try and wall off this. We're trying to get a stone wall to shut the center down. But it looks like he's sending, horsemen out. Smart move. I think he's probably got, he has no one on gold, but he's still making about 240 a minute. Kind of wild. That said, I'm leveraging my higher villager count by getting some of these economic upgrades. I mean, we now have the 2nd level of fertilization and all the level 1. We have all the level 1 economic techs. duking it out with his units here. Look at how fast the military can swing. I mean, we had such an advantage a moment ago, but if he makes just the right composition with man-at-arms and these veteran horsemen, he can do a lot of damage. Need to get the veterancy upgrade for my spearmen. They'll be a lot more effective. Currently, these longbowmen just do not have anything to shoot at, except maybe the lance connects. Oh wow, are they going to spare my villager? That's nice of him. Moving on to this large stone outcropping, we'll put down outposts to give ourselves a little bit of a defensive chance. Over here, yep, we're starting work on the stone walls. They're going to take a while, though, and he has a outpost hanging out, so he can see what's going on here. Yeah, he's just going to snipe the villagers. These crossbowmen aren't going to have a chance against his horsemen. Horsemen are so effective versus crossbowmen. We're still leveraging our economic advantage, though. We're getting more military production, getting more farms. I believe we're playing the religious game. We've got our monastery. Oh, no. We just haven't put our monastery to work. We really should. Okay, we're getting the boar. Love to see that. And we're just kind of dancing around the outskirts of his base. We're losing units over here. That's okay. Really, it's looking like the south is our avenue of attack. We're going to keep rallying units, keep getting upgrades. That's what I want to see. The more technology we can get, the better. He's really just gone for melee damage and ranged armor. Makes sense. He's just going to be making man-at-arms. Good. Blacksmith is constantly working. Would love to see the White Tower working. It should be producing units right now. That, or at least getting the network of citadels bonus. And I'd love to see more outposts out on the map. We've got some wood to spare. Let's pop them up maybe on the sacred side or over here, because that bonus attack speed is really helpful. Okay, here's one way to get the network of castles enhancement. Putting down a keep. I've only got 5 villagers over here to build it, but I do have a standing army nearby. I'm hoping we can force the issue here. He sends a single man-at-arms as kind of a scout unit back here. We're going to get a few attack ping notifications from that. But look at the military count. It looks like I have the advantage, but he's got the right army composition here. And look at how my spearmen are drawn into his melee units, and he gets them onto the backside to attack all of my ranged units. It's a smart move. He had a really good engagement here, and we're losing out. The villagers aren't going to get the keep up in time. We'll probably have to cancel it. This is painful. Just look at the bar change. Ouch. Going to lose our villagers that were over here as well. So that's some villager kills going his way. And he can patch up his units usually pretty quickly since he has a lot of prelates. My mass crossbowman strategy, it's effective versus the man-at-arms. It's starting to lose out to the horsemen. That said, all we need to do is push out more man-at-arms, maybe mix in some spearmen. Would really like to see more spearmen coming out. Boy, this man-at-arms is so annoying. We are playing the religious game. Okay, we now have a relic safely secured in our monastery, and I think we're off, to grab the next one. We're losing map control, but the important... okay, now he's working my villagers. But the important resources are being monitored. This big gold vein, we'd love to get some vision on this, maybe by putting down an outpost. And look at him, he's getting a forward outpost over here. We'd love to get units heading that way. But it looks like we're going to engage. And this is going to be a big fight. But the thing is, the last fight didn't go so well, but I have completely reproduced. My economy has let me just absolutely pump out units. And he's not engaging. This is really bad. He just walked past my army for a good amount there. And now that we're duking it out, he just doesn't have the cavalry anymore. The crossbowmen on the back are just shredding his man-at-arms. They don't have... I mean, yeah, they've got all this armor, but the crossbowmen deal an extra 9 damage to all of these man-at-arms, his heavy units. Now he realizes he needs to get on top of my crossbowman ball, or ideally have a mangonel to deal with it. He tries to ride into my base, but I think he forgot about the white tower. This thing snipes down any sort of harassing units. So goodbye knights that he sent forward. And with that cleanup there, I don't think he has a chance. Look at the military advantage. And we find more of his units, just some random unupgraded spearmen. He's desperate at this point. We're still trying to get down a keep in the front of his base. We're also going to rally to this keep, which we placed down to secure this sacred site. And now that we're killing his like rallying units, I'm really feeling good. I mean, this crossbowman ball is enormous. Ooh, finding some very expensive prelates over here. Looks like maybe he's gathering berries over here. Hard to say. But now we're in his base. We're destroying his structures. We should pull these units back or bring the archers forward. Yeah, let's get these crossbowmen forward and these melee units back. And then let's probably put down, I believe I put down rams. Cheap siege unit. We'll use it to just start ripping down his base. And particularly take out these outposts, which are a real problem. Plus, we've got our white tower in the back. It can produce siege units for us. So we're going to use this trebuchet to do some damage. Sent in units to the north as well. Might as well attack from multiple angles. We're getting more villager kills. The villager advantage was pretty close to equalized, but at this point, he just cannot spend his resources. Look at how many resources he has. He should be putting his Burgrave Palace to work. Thing is, without the gold, he just cannot make the better units. His man-at-arms numbers are disappearing, and it's just turning into like horsemen and spearmen. He was unable to take this gold vein. He was starting to take this one. Look at that. He was only able to get about 100 gold out of it before we put a stop to it. So even with that nice passive income he was getting from his... I mean, this is basically just from his relics. It's not enough. He needs to be out on the map mining. We're destroying farms. We really want to destroy this outpost. We'll start to work on his Aachen Chapel. But here come his units. Like I said, they're just cheap. Landsconnects, spearmen, man-at-arms. They'll die to longbowmen at this point. And we're starting to mix in longbowmen as well. Looking at our technologies, we've nearly got every 2-2 upgrade. Opponents still struggling a bit on the upgrade front. And with the keeps, now giving the network of castles upgrade. Yeah, we're just spamming out arrows at this point. It was a good game. I think my opponent, I think he needed to utilize his Castle Age Man-at-Arms advantage better. If he had split up those units, used them to secure more of the map, secure the sacred sites, at least temporarily, he could have focused on getting his villagers onto stone and wood, would have gotten his second town center, which is over here, a little faster, would have gotten it out a little quicker. Instead, yeah, he forced me to make the white tower, but I don't hate having this in my base. As long as I preserved my villager advantage, I could just get a second town center easy. But yeah, I think it was a good play going greedy from my opponent. I mean, Castle Age, Holy Roman Empire is truly horrifying. But I just don't think he utilized that beginning. if he had maybe produced some knights, I think knights would have done really well. But instead he had the Burgrave. So I guess I understand why he produced all of the man-at-arms. But yeah, utilize the man-at-arms a little bit better. Focus on getting just that free gold income from the relics and the sacred sites, and put everyone else on food, wood, and stone. Liked the defensive structures. I think those were smart. Really liked those. But yeah, I think the unit composition I anticipated well, and we ended up winning out. Anyway, hope you can make it for the next game. I'll see you then.